All right, hello, hello. Check. Lost it already. All right, so oops, not that one. Where is it? There we go. All right, so today will be a quick abbreviated session. Probably get out of here in like a half hour today. With the stock market close, the futures market is already closed. I closed at 9:15 today. Currency market is open, but there's a number of bank holidays today. If you click over here, does it list bank holidays? No, I guess it doesn't. Most people have bank holidays today, so today is really about setting up Sunday night more than anything else. There'll be some movement today. Yeah, coffee's ready, but it's only like a half cup. So the other reason, Noro, that it's going to be fast. But anyway, just want to kind of explain what happened already this morning, the initial response to it, and again, I some of the setups going into Sunday I think are really important to talk about. So in the last 24 hours, you can see not a lot of big movement on the the changes there. You can see that the dollar yen biggest one is 63. For the most part, the reason why we're not seeing as much movement out there right now is again, it is a holiday. It's a bank holiday. It's not a federal holiday. That's why the ADP report came out. But what it does, it basically means that the public really hasn't had an opportunity to react to the news yet. Being that holiday, they could have traded it real fast, but you know, for the most part, most people are out. The European influence is out. Many countries across the board are not even engaged. They're kind of out for the weekend. Because again, it is quite a big religious holiday globally. So we're not seeing the monster changes as we expected. So people will still need to react to this data. And as I said, the futures market was open to 9:15 and then boom, shut down. So you'll see a lot of things out there we can't really even trade. But overall, again, we're seeing average hourly earnings going up over what it was before, but it came in as the forecast. It means people are getting paid more money on a monthly basis from last month. Again, means they're willing to spend more. Looking at non-farm employment change, not only was there an adjustment last time, it was supposed to be 312, but it was actually higher, which typically when you see a higher last time, you always kind of almost expect a red over here, meaning that the kind of the trajectory is the same, but because of the higher starting point, the forecast tends to be off a bit. But it was a green green. It was a double double. Okay. And we know employment is one of those things that employment change obviously kind of rolls down the line. And after seeing Wednesday's data, man, there was some major concerns about this one, right? But it came in higher. It's a double double, two greens. And then we saw the unemployment rate not only hold, it went lower. This I'm kind of perplexed at with as many people. I mean, I guess they are hiring more people back, right? Um, but at the same time, I mean, the JOLTS report is down, which is not how many, that's just how many job openings there are. I guess we are hiring people back faster, but there's a lot of talks about layoffs, and a lot of people are laying off. A lot in the tech sector. You're seeing, Amazon do it. I mean, you're seeing a lot of people doing layoffs. I'm kind of surprised this went down to a 3.5. Right? In all honesty, if it did a 3.6, I'd have been like, all right, I guess it wasn't enough to kind of tick it forward. But the fact that it dropped, I'm wondering if the labor utilization rate is also kind of out of whack, meaning that this is again, this is an artificial number. It's not necessarily a real number, but the fact that it went down with everybody, with layoffs coming all over the place, um, kind of a little surprising. But what does that mean, and why are we really kind of highlighting it? You can see there's a couple of articles on there talking about, a strong U.S. jobs report could spell trouble for the markets, right? Because again, it basically is clear the way for the Feds. Like, hey, listen, no recession here, buddy. There's nothing to worry about. Let's go, full foot to the ground. 0.25, 0.25. Remember, the markets are also kind to prepare for one more raise and then 75-point basis cut. But if we're not in a recession, why would we need to cut, right? Why would we need to start cutting? Um, you know, if we're not hurting the economy, jobs is doing great. The labor market is doing good. I mean, earnings, I guess, are one thing, but if people are working and people are getting paid more money, uh, why would we need to do a cut? So this is a kind of a big deal, and we saw the markets initially spike because it's like, woo, we're not going to recession. But at the same time, that was the initial response. The second response is, wait a second, is the Fed going to stop? Right? That's kind of stage two coming in. So, um, yeah, and right now you are seeing weakness in the dollar, right? And a lot of that weakness in the dollar is people going like, oh, this is a long dollar move. yes, there is a time and place for that dollar move. It's not here yet because it's a holiday. So a lot of this movement now is kind of not only pre-positioning, but the retail trader getting in there, not realizing that the big money is not in the market currently right now. So it's easy to kind of stop them out and get some dollar weakness and stuff like that in there. Yeah. So tomorrow, nothing. Saturday, Sunday, Zombie Jesus Day, and then Monday we have some data coming out. And again, not a whole lot out there on Monday. You can see, a little bit out there. IMF meetings are out there. There was some IMF data earlier. The IMF chief is calling for central banks to continue raising interest rates. This is IMF, right? Um, basically saying everybody's doing it, and there was some problems with Silicon Bank and stuff, but you need to keep doing it. The fight's not over yet. It's still too high. Um, Again, this is just another source saying keep going, keep going. Um, so yeah, yeah. Now one thing that I do think is interesting this morning is you're getting this 48-hour plan to invade Taiwan. So we're kind of looking to see what is the next big major kind of news drop. And again, this may just be for headlines on a slow day. But yes, China's military is expanding. Sure, sure. Um, yeah, that's not what you want to see. You're like, oh, here we go. Because if they did do it, if China does decide to take it over, to go over Taiwan, yeah, the U.S. could go full blown war protection. Um, but at that point, I feel like I don't know. What does that say about the Ukraine? Right, the Ukraine is internationally recognized. Taiwan, not. So, what does that say about the Ukraine? Kind of strange, huh? So I don't know. And then again, that's almost like we're battling a war on two fronts, which is also not a great thing. So yeah, I don't know. Not what you wanted to see going into a long holiday weekend. And again, it's not a big event in China. So yeah, we'll see. So that goes into that goes into Monday. So Monday we have Williams speaking early on. Wholesale inventory is not going to be a big monetary supply, so not a lot out there. We will get some PPI and CPI data coming out of China. That's funny. Ours is like 9%. Their year over year is 1%. So much better place. Their PPI is negative on a yearly basis. Not as bad. A little bit more controlled than we are. So yeah, overall, there's not going to be much to trade. It's today. It's really going to be about next week. So can't really do anything with the VIX. The VIX stopped last night and doesn't restart again. Why? Because the market is closed. Dollar. All right. So we got that initial push up again. 100% right. People see the news, try to react to news and start buying dollar. And that's why it went right back down again to stop all those people out, not realizing the big money's out there. I would expect this to grind higher. I mean, again, this is all, full foot to the ground, right? Foot to the ground. I came to see if I could get some pips. I will. Honestly, there's no reason that the Fed can't go forward. I mean, what are they going to say? I mean, they did it last time with the quote banking collapse. That's over. Unless we get some more banks that are going to start collapsing. What would be the reason not to now? We know inflation is still too high. Yes, things seem to be working, but we're still there. And, the economy is not in a bad place. And even the stock market, not in a horrible place right now. So, yeah, there's no real reason why. Dollar strength should be coming in more as you would expect. Indices are all labeled as green, although, again, they are not moving. They stopped at 9:15 this morning. And the initial push was, again, higher. And a lot of this, too, just so you guys understand, a lot of this as well. Again, yes, the futures market is open, but all the big banks are closed. My wife works for one of the big banks. It's not a U.S. bank, and they are still closed today because the markets are, considered closed. So, a lot of the big money is not really in the market. Obviously, they have algorithms and stuff like that running and stuff, computers. But for the most part, you see that data today, you're like, holy crap, and the markets are going to get nuked. Yeah, I'm going to sell. And then, boom, it pops up, and then lost a lot of money very, very quickly. Okay, so where this is peaking up again, I'd like to see where we open up on Sunday night, particularly in any of the futures, really any of these things. Once we get Sunday nights open and assets become tradable again, I think that's where we start looking for us a major movement. And I would say overall, I gotta say, I believe these are all down trades. So I'm almost kind of looking for. I don't know if we're going to get it. If we could get a gap up when we open next week, that would be a great shorting opportunity. You can see right here, If we take the most recent, and again, I'm gonna leave it on the 30-minute, just so I don't have to switch it back and forth today. Take your high and low. And today I'm just going to run right down the list. I'm not going to jump around in the typical order. But you can see we popped up to the 61. There's nothing really slowing it down. I really don't know that we can get all the way back up top here, right? There's not a whole lot of reason to, but 41.65. I mean, people may say, hey, listen, economy looks great. Yes, we're not going into recession. This is awesome. Well, I don't think the recession recently has been the biggest market driver, but I think the Fed's a little, raising interest rates is a little bit bigger of a deal. So that's where we're kind of sitting, right? NQ also looks very, very similar. If we take the most recent high to low, you can see we're floating in between the 50, 60, 180. It pulled back again. And funny enough, look at this. It drove right down before the news and then boom, it popped up again. Is today's data great? Yeah, it's showing we're not going to recession, which is awesome, but it also means that the Fed is still going. And remember, the overall market's like, nah, the Fed's not going to do that. And now we're like a year into it. They're like, I can't believe they're doing this, but they're not going to do it anymore. They're going to pause and we're 75-point basis cut this year. Okay, the market is kind of like blind to this. We do know we have a level just a little higher. And again, if this comes down to it, I don't know that this can happen, but if we could gap up into that level, I think that's a decent, a decent, or if we can hit it on Sunday night before the U.S. opens, could also be a nice little kind of turn and roll. All right. YM actually more kind of just sideways, and you can see it did roll back down. This was a target we talked about hitting yesterday, and we did hit it. Here's an area of basing right there, and magically look at this. There's your 730. There's your 8. It drove right into that level, and then boom, exploded off in a news-based trade, which everybody's like, holy crap, this news is horrible. But there's your 1 to 3. It actually, the full move was about a 1 to 8, right? A 1 to, I'm not dead on the bottom, but 7.9. So that was a very, very quick bit of movement. Very, very fast. There's your 1 to 3, right? Not much, but what did it do? It pulled back right before the news came out, grabbed that zone, and boom, took off. Okay. So also high on the curve. Again, taking this one. The high to low is really in the same day. This one is a bit more sideways, but you can see again, we're flirting right around that 61.8. So we're all sitting at 61.8 levels. Russell did go a bit lower. It pulled back. Again, it didn't make it all the way down to this zone. We hit this level yesterday. We talked about it. We hit it at the original one was right at 9:30, but 10:30 was the true bottom on this one yesterday. If you guys were able to catch it, there's your 10:30. There's your push up. You were out by 12:30. Actually, 12:30. Yeah, 12:30, 1 o'clock. So again, you were out of that one yesterday. Again, the most recent high to low on this one. Again, high is really kind of not yesterday. It was still the same thing. You're seeing we're approaching a 50. Now we do have a racetrack here, but 1800 is sitting right there above. If we can gap up, there is a wick over wick here. Yeah, you can see, look at all the congestion right here. Just happens to be at 1800. If by chance we can get up there, again, could also be a nice little short. As people or the market starts to say, hey, you know what? Looks like we're going to have no landing right now. The Fed won't raise, but as soon as they mention that, hey, listen, the Fed's going to raise, I think this is a nice little push to the downside. Look at a commodity. So commodity is going to be weird. Gold or oil, obviously closed, right? Holiday. You can see all it's doing is consolidating in. We said, hey, we really need to get to below 79. You can see in right here. I mean, we could take, again, rough drawing. I'm not going to go, oh, well, this one's over. It broke the trend. I mean, I could run it a couple different ways. I could run it there. I could run it there. But for the most part, you can see this is kind of what we're dealing with right now. A bit of a consolidation waiting for a pop. If, and again, I don't, hate to see this. Like, oh, are they bringing it up because somebody knows that, where is it? Are they talking about this because, they know something that, China is deciding that this is the weekend, holiday weekend, let's go. I don't know, right? If that happens, I think this one pops as well because there'll be more, again, not that China's an exporter, but, again, heightened. We need to get this. We're not selling to them. We're not going to fund their weapons, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, could be some big breakdown. But where oil is right now, again, not really telling us one way or the other, is consolidating in for a low time. We know we get a little bit higher up into the 81-ish range. Again, I think this is quite a gambleless weekend. Now, natural gas, told you guys 2. I said I was calling for 2 again, and bam, we got it yesterday. Late last night, or actually not late last night, 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, we were talking about running this, the 210 down. We were talking about a spread, and we snuck it in, baby. We snuck it in. It closed at 201, but you can see it went down all the way over here to 199. Kind of a rough week, but I like the spread here from the 210 all the way down. And bam, look at that. All the way down. Able to get through that on the other side. So Love it. Um, like where it is. Need to order gas myself, actually propane. So I'm all about this coming all the way down here. Yeah, is what it is. Right now we're at being low. It did break through and it did go lower than its last push, so I think that's great. Um, I question now is I'd like to see where it opens next week. I think we have the ability to push down again. The demand is not really necessarily there, even though the U.S. now is a lot of lip service about how this is, we dominate in this arena, right? We need to, we have the cleanest fuel out there, so we need to, you know, we need to foster this. We need to switch everything over. It's kind of funny. It's like, let's go to the energy grid. Well, the energy grid can't support it. Let's go back to that natural gas thing. Cars running on natural gas, right? That's a great idea. Yeah, we could do that, but the other country out there that dominates that market is also Russia. So, even though ours is quote, it's cleaner, our process is better, we could control the price over here. Guess we could, sure, but Russia also does quite well from that as well. And I don't know. Think about it. If we decide that we're going to shift everything out of oil into natural gas, what was all the drama? Oh well, Europe can't do without Russia's natural gas. Okay, so yeah, I guess we could make that shift, but that also makes natural gas more expensive as well, and that does a whole lot of other things for the U.S. public. So, kind of one of those Rob Peter to pay Paul. But we hit our two, so that's what we're looking for the week, and bam, we hit it at 2 o'clock yesterday, out and done. It was looking a little iffy, and then boom, thank you on the last day. Gold. There's your gold push. Gold was out yesterday, 10:15, and we kind of pulled back up and just stabilized. We're sitting right there. We are above 2,000. IMF chief calling for continued pressure forward. I think right now Sunday looks like it could be a decent short. Remember, before everyone's like, "Oh, the Fed's done, the Fed's done, the Fed's done." Hey, we ain't going into recession. People are getting paid more. That's going to drive inflation. The Fed's going to cut that off very, very quickly. That means interest rates pretty much going forward. Like I said, I can't see any reason why they wouldn't, unless we have a couple banks that fail. But I think that's over and done at this point. We have a push down. I like the fact that we had buyers stepping into 2,000. I think there could be some nice shorts if we break below. And again, that's going to be a big psychological number. But where we are right now, again, market was technically open this morning till, actually, I guess it says 1:30. But yeah, basically closed. Okay. Silver, and the same idea. Again, I love the fact that silver's sitting high. Got this Harry Potter here at 24.65. No entry, but now we are through. Also, no entry because it shot straight down and came right back up again. Back up into the same level here that we've been talking about for the last 2 days. Where we are now, I'm kind of liking silver going short to start off the week as well. Sunday night, this could be a decent short. Again, very, very high. We found a lot of sellers here. There's a zone just above it. See where it opens. If it opens up in this range, also a turn and roll back to the downside. So pretty decent. All right. I think that's a nice setup for Sunday night. Aussie. All right. So Aussie continuing to push down. Obviously, this market is open. I would expect it to tear back down. You can see where this came in again. If I move this, quite a large spike. And again, absolutely is a justified spike. The currency and bond markets have been much more on. This one, unfortunately, didn't really give you a pullback, again, without any major factors. 530, just going to put it out here. 530 is right there, right? European market opened right there. It's actually right there, right? So a little push down. 4:30, kind of 4 o'clock pushed it up, and then 5:30 was kind of the peak. And again, if you wanted to trade this in the overnight, being like, hey, listen, I know the U.S. market is closed. There's a candle. That red candle there is my favorite candle. We knew there's sellers. The shape of this candle, the best, right? It is the best candle. And what did it do? It came up to that level at 5:30, right there. 5:30 actually was the green one, the first one to hit it. So if you're interested in trading non-farm payroll in the European market, there it is. And by the way, 1 to 3 is right there. So you were about 2/3 of the way in. You can move your stop loss to break even, and poof, it just blew through. So nice that this one is gone, and we mentioned this wasn't going to be a good one. I'm kind of sad that it didn't go all the way down to the 66.23. It got pretty close, right? We missed it by 6 pips. The entire candle itself was about 38. It would have been much more had it been a regular market, but there you go. I would expect this one to continue to deteriorate. You could take this lower if you want. Probably a little bit of profit taking right here. But overall, for the most part, I think this one is justified to continue to push lower. We'll see if it should go through here. We may have to grind it a little bit, but I'm looking really for this 66.34. Now, you may say, why would, if that opens there Sunday night, is that a long? It could be, right? It could be European market open. We see dollar weakness. I would expect once the US market opens next week, we will have dollar strength rolling back in as really kind of the big banks and US traders get involved with what we just saw today, as well as a decline in gold. Kind of matches the Aussie dollar pretty good. Aussie yen. Now, this one didn't have the move. It did have a pop up again. We had been talking about this level. We could adjust it a little bit down. But that's where it kind of hit this morning. 8 was right here. 8:30 it was sitting here. And you had a nice little pop back up, about 35 pips. Didn't quite make it up to the 23, but again, actually, hold on, let me pull it down. Actually, I guess it did. So yeah, it used that same basing level and is pushed up. So does this turn and roll? Yeah, probably. I don't know that this one will have a full ability to go all the way down. Where I'm looking at this one right now, again, Aussie weakness. If we roll back down today because of the yen influence, we could probably take this and move this down to here now and say, hey, listen, we got a basing of, we hit it, we hit it, we hit it. Yes, we got a front run, but it was news based. Could we see a short coming out of this next week at 78.60? I think so. I think so. So today, I'd like this to roll back down to the origin of the move. Makes complete sense. Love to see some basing. If we could get an open lower than that and then it pulls up, particularly for this consumer confidence data, could be a nice little short trade going to Sunday night. So kind of like how this one's setting up as well. But again, still basing sideways. Not a whole lot to trade today on it. If you wanted to just trade it back down again, it's only about 30 pips. But again, the volume is going to start disappearing very, very fast. Euro dollar. So euro dollar also had a big spike. You can see it came back up to the same level. Punch, 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 punch. By the way, we were calling for Harry Potter here. This was the first hit here down. We were calling for, we were actually sitting where? Here yesterday, right? We were waiting for a crash through. No entry, no entry, no entry, no entry. Drop. There's your triangle. There's your pull up. And there's your drop. So there's your trade. I mean, you could have taken it here, obviously. That was your first hit from yesterday, and we knew that that was out. There's your second one. Okay. So that one was also out. Basically the same trade as the Aussie. But one thing I like about this one is we knew we had 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5 went through. So for next week, I think this is a decent setup as well. And again, we do have this one little hiccup here. We talked about it yesterday, the 618. So watch out for that. But overall, I'm liking this one. The fact that we sliced through it, I'm hoping we don't push through it before the market closes today. I'm hoping we kind of push down and we get some profit taking in this area. Again, remember, we don't hold these over the weekend. I'd like for it to actually take a bounce and then go through next week. I think that would be much better, but you never know. It may come through. We may have to use it, but we'll see. But I like the a confirmation entry just like this, something you can draw a triangle with or break a 109.79. We can make it 80 if you want, just to make it easy. Right there. It's a little bit deep. It's okay. That's fine. We'll just put it there. It's really low, though. It's really there. Looking for this target at 108.54. All right. Euro pound. Again, Euro pound didn't have news today, but you see there is a spike up and down. We hit the zone and we mentioned, hey, listen, be cautious, right? Hit it, hit it, hit it. Hit it again, pulled back again and started the foreign base. You're like, yeah. It did push down. But this morning started to go back up again, hit this level, hit it and based again, hit it and push higher. So we know that this level is officially out. We knew we were going to have problems. It was going to be a slow level. We didn't want to set any trades off of it. We can remove this and you can see how much time it kind of kept coming up and bouncing through here. The problem with this one is, again, the low is still good. Right now, again, I still think that this is a decent level if we can pull back to it. We never got the pullback last week, right? It didn't pull back. It didn't pull back. It hit the target, so we missed it. So let's pull it. We're going to change this to yellow because we should see this one come down and actually base off of this one. But right now, we're dealing with this. Let's move this over just so you can see a little better. There is a 50% in there, but we got a wick up, a wick up, a wick up, wick up. Euro pound doesn't really have anything great. Looking at this on Monday, 7 p.m. we got something, but we got nothing early on. There's nothing really here until we get retail sales on Tuesday morning, which are supposed to be bad. And again, retail sales, yellow? No, retail sales is one of the big ones. So right now, again, nothing great. I do like this one more to the downside, but it's really about finding a new top on this one. And unfortunately, right now with these wicks, there's just nothing great in this one. It's going to be hard to grab much on it. So right now, use this one as a tool, an indicator to figure out which one is better: euro, dollar, pound, dollar, euro, yen. All right, so you can see yesterday we came up at 10:30. We missed it. We did actually hit the 144 at 2:30, and then pushed down. And then we came up and touched it again at 7 p.m. and pushed back down. And then we came up and didn't go as high and pushed back down. Wasn't as low. And then we touched it again at 2 a.m. And then we pushed back down again. At this point, you had to have your stop loss at break even, particularly for news, right? Particularly for news. It did get all the way down to a 1 to 2.5. The correct way to play this one would have been to trail your stop down. Once it didn't go as low here, probably would have thrown this one on and said, hey, listen, if it comes back up to here, I'm going to get a 1-to-1 out of this one. You know, unfortunately, the zone, once it gets hit 4 times, it should break, right? And there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. This is 4. It should be breaking. It pushed lower. You should have been trailing the sucker pretty close, especially for news. It's like, hey, listen, I'm going to take this real close, right? I'm going to take this real close. There's your 8 o'clock candle. I'm going to put it at the top of that candle. By some chance, if it does want to spike through, I'm taking myself out early. So most likely you got stopped out right there. And this is one of those ones, listen, you're at that point, you were like 1 to 1.5, right? You're halfway through. Is it worth a risk with non-farm payroll when there's low volume? No. If anything, just shut it down. There's no, again, the entry on that one, and we've had bounces back and forth. We knew there were buyers. The buyers are disintegrating. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this one bases and rolls back down again. But it has actually gone through the top side of it now. Again, non-farm is not one of those things that typically want to mess with if you don't have to. If you're up, just close it down. If you like it, you can always reopen it again. Um, you pay the spread difference or whatever. But at the end of the day, I mean, if this pops and then continues to go down and you're like, oh, I was right. See, I shouldn't have had that stop loss. Nah, it's a low volume day with the yen involved. Of course, there's going to be chop. And if it comes back up and this is the new peak and pushes down, no harm, no foul. So, again, I think your weakness is coming next week with this rallying back up. I still would say, hey, listen, between the 50, 61, 8, depending on where we close over here, look for this to roll. We do have a Harry Potter trade set up. This is one of those ones that should be put on the watch list at 142.56. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, nothing else. I would love this. I would have loved to told you, hey, listen, you should have held that one through, but it's non-farm. I'm not holding that one on that after it's been breached. Pound dollar. All right, we called profit target yesterday. Well, we just set our profit target down here. We were looking at this area 123.97. We had a bounce off of it, and you can see it has taken a bit of a bounce. Again, this is dollar weakness. Again, with the low volume right now, you may or may have not wanted to get in. We had plenty of opportunities to get short this one. Did it catch? Oh, I don't know that it did. I actually didn't. In full transparency, I did not see that wick there. This is what happens when you look on your phone. Oh, I don't know. Did it hit? Oh man, did that hit? Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, it did. Wow. I missed that one. And it's 10 pips. Oh, I'll be pissed about that one all day. 10 point, it's 10 and a half. 10-4 is what that one is. Wow. I did not see this wick. And there's the trade. 1 to 304. And it was the profit target was here. There was the old people of turning. It's before that and this. And oh man. Well, there's a way to put like sour milk in your coffee. Ugh. Wah, wah, wah. Man, it failed me. Oh. And it's even if it's all right. So this is yeah. So what I've been doing, obviously with Kip, I was up at 5:30. I looked at my phone. I obviously have the Trading View app on there, and I looked at this. I'm like, all right, what's there? What's there? What's there? And I looked at this one, and I saw this one. I saw this, right? I did not, and now that I'm seeing it on here, you can see. Oh God, there's the wick, right? Man, 5:30 reversal too. Ugh, Man, I'm mad about that one. It's gonna burn me all day. Anyway, anybody caught that one? Props to you. Better than me. I missed it. Damn, that was nice too. That would have been a really great way. Oh, see, and the reason I'm mad for it, right? The reason I'm mad for it is these are the things. Um, easy trades like this are great for the funded trader stuff. So, uh, wah, wah, wah. Anyway, guess we will see how we open up on Sunday. We do have a little Harry Potter trade here. We know we have basing coming in. Again, it is going to have a little bit of an issue with the 50% in there. Again, I do like this one with dollar strength coming in. If it rolls and bases in here, I think we are good. This one, here, I'll just drag this one across. It's easier. We'll put this there. Drag this across. And put this one right there. There you go. So there's your setup for next week. Pound yen. Pound yen just stabilizing sideways, no movement. Again, nice little pop up. The same thing exactly we saw in the euro yen. Again, it was at a level of buyers, not great for news. It'll level at top. I would say this one is probably at the same kind of same thinking. It's an area where it's going short. It goes back down again. It's probably going to bounce right off this level down here. Again, overall target on this one is 162.42, so nothing really to worry about on that. Dollar CAD. You know, we were looking for this to come all the way up. We're like, man, if that could be up there, that would be an awesome base trade. It wasn't. It got close. Came all the way up and then pulled back again. So, you know, with this one, it's been slow and steady. This is that big 4-hour trade we were talking about. We're in enough close proximity right now. Yeah, it's got about 26 pips. You know, this could be a Sunday night base trade in the European market. If we see dollar weakness before the US trader comes online, that could be the turn. Now remember, this is a bit more of a swing based trade. This was used doing the dailies in the 4 hours. I do like dollar strength for next week. But again, if we see European weakness control this market, or I'm sorry, dollar weakness in the European market, I think that's a very valid setup. So yeah, keep this, watch this on Sunday night. Come back and check this one. And again, if that means if we're opening up here at 135.36, we could have a potential rollover. And that's one again. That could be the European session dollar weakness. The other thing that this could be is again, remember, crude is a demand-driven product. If the unemployment rate is going down and more people are getting hired, that means there's more demand on the oil supply. And again, OPEC still cut. They're not going to be like, oh, never mind, non-farm came out. Hey, we're just kidding with that cut. So again, this should technically be one of a fundamental reason why oil should actually go up a little bit next week, which also would bring strength into the Canadian dollar and help lead this to kind of push back to the downside. So it could be a little bit of fundamental influence on this one. Dollar Swiss. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We've talked about a breakthrough. We're looking for a Harry Potter trade. There's one. There's two. And you could argue that that's 2 and 3. But if not, that's 3 if you count that as 1. If not, it's 4. And it broke through. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This one goes on for next week. Okay. Again, let it pull back down. I'm good with that one. When the dollar strength does roll back into the market, we got a racetrack here. This is one of those ones that it's like, hey, listen, throw something on there. Get alerted when this is there. HP. Confirm. Long. Whoops. HO. Don't know who that is besides trains. There you go. So like that one as well. We can pull this off. We ended up banging. Look, 1, 2, 3, and it's shorting. So it shouldn't hold any longer. But yeah, we had the original short, and the original short was good. Yeah, so that one's good. I don't need to explain it. Did a lot of this yesterday. Like it even more. Dollar yen. All right, so this is one of those ones. It was like, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 broke and pulled down. It's kind of like, oh God, do you snag this one? The alert went off. The alert went off and it went all the way up and it missed the profit target. Again, we were looking for a confirmation. We weren't really looking, but 6 times through, it's kind of like it's almost worth it on a trade like that. 3.7. 3.7. So if you were long this one, could you shut it down now? Just be like, you know what? I'm out. Holiday weekend, 10 o'clock. I'm done. Yeah, you could. You could. But yeah, nice little punch on that one. But I would assume just like the other yen pairs, I'm assuming it probably rolls back and we kind of reset ourselves for next week. But yeah, look at that. Looking for that confirmation. And look, it pulled back down again. The 8 o'clock candle was even, yeah, was even red. It pulled it right back in. I mean, look at this. Oops, putting it at the bottom right there. There's your overnight, right? There's your base. Look at that red candle at 8:15. Go whoop right into an area of buyers, and boom. Look at that. 83 pips instantaneously in a 15-minute candle. Bam. So yeah, gotta like it. Again, finding those sellers here. Again, a lot of times when you see this big parabolic move, the market will retrace back again. Low volume today. It may take a longer time to do that. We may see that again. European session. It closes. European session. It may roll back down and come to the origin of the move. I would expect this one to pull down probably to about that level. That's where the buyers were behind the candle. So, or the last area of sellers, the last failed buyers. So, yeah, yeah. All right. What else we got? Obviously, crypto is in the red right now. Again, you're seeing crypto kind of chop back and forth, but for the most part, red. Everything else is closed. New Zealand, again, look at the chop back and forth in this New Zealand pair. And look at this. Just so you guys know, look at this. Right. Easy bottom to grab. Absolutely. Red candle, love it. Green higher, green higher. 3 ascending candles with a nice push out. Turns again, also over here. Right there. Again, we don't cover New Zealand much, but this was one of those ones that was like, oh man, look at that. There you go. There's your non-farm spike. All the way down and retraced all the way back to the origin of the move, and we're right there. So fun, fun, fun. It's already out now, though, so can't really do much with it now. All right, so that's it. I blew through the thing. It did actually take me 12 minutes longer than what I thought. It's all Ernest's fault. It's always his fault. Those guys in Dallas, you can never trust them. Anyway, a lot of opportunity going into Sunday night. We try to cover everything fast, talk about where the opportunities are, a number of different alerts there. Yeah. So, yeah, I am going to be working on the website this weekend. So if you guys do try to access it or anything like that and it's down, I will actually be working at, obviously, because no lacrosse this weekend. I'm actually reffing a game tomorrow, but obviously no lacrosse on Easter this week. I will be doing some maintenance, some upgrades, some fixes, some changes. So if you guys try to access it, it won't be available. But there is actually something new coming out this weekend. So anyway, with that said, you guys have an absolutely. Oh wait, hold on. We got to do the giveaway. Who do we got in here? No Debbie, right? Neuro's in, right? Ernest is in. Will Marina, tried and true, going with their ones. I'll give it to 6:30 just in case Debbie's here trying to like sneak things, right? Although I don't think she is. I don't think Debbie is. I feel like today is like the Easter Bunny rally, right? It's the Easter Bunny time. Yeah. Guys are going to take it cheap today. But look at this. It's like 50-50, right? 50-50. But the question is, can Marina or Will? I mean, it's Easter. It's not St. Patrick's Day, but can they pull like an Easter Bunny? I don't know. The golden egg, right? The golden egg. So we had a bunch yesterday. So you guys are going to. All right, there we go. 6:30. I said I was going to do it on a dot. All right, let's see how it goes. Are the percentages going to get it, or is there luck with the Easter Bunny this week? Winner of today's drawing is Neuro. Neuro took it with the most, 45%. He had it there. I was wondering if Ernest was going to go in with one more just to kind of break it down a little bit more. I'm telling you, 40%, 41% seems to be the magic number, right? I mean, technically the odds are against you with 40, right? Technically they are, but I'm telling you, 40 seems to be the magic number there. So we'll mark this one as complete. Neuro won yesterday, so we'll give Neuro his 100 in there. Look at this. Debbie missed it today, and Neuro is creeping in, although I think you were closer than 600 before, but you're at that 600 marks now. So, all right. So, oh, here you go. Look at this. Diddy paying $5,000 a day for sampling a hit song. Every Breath You Take 26 years ago. $5,000 a day. Not a bad take for Sting. Right? Works out pretty well. Oh, speaking of rappers, Melissa told me, did you guys hear Coolio passed away? I had no idea. I was like, what? I haven't heard that name in years. And she's like, yeah, Coolio died. I'm like, what? Really? Right? Remember those Coolio songs from the 90s? So, again, condolences to his family. All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a safe weekend. Enjoy those Easter eggs. Enjoy, again, a nice, safe holiday. Hopefully, you guys have good weather. I will catch you guys back here Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me today. I know with the markets closed, again, kind of a surprise day, but I will catch you guys Monday. Again, there's a lot of Sunday opportunity out there, and I'll see you then. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you next week.